Okay, this video is going to be a homework help video for section 11-6. I wanted to review, I've got three homework problems that I took from the worksheet, so hopefully that should help you out. I want to review real quick what we learned yesterday. This is what it means in order for it to be simplified, so go ahead and read through that if you need to. But the main thing I wanted you to check out was this. Remember, write this across the top. This is kind of our cheat sheet to help us with the variables. And then we should also write the perfect squares, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, so on, across the top of the page. We will need both of those, okay? Both of those in order to be able to compute these problems. Okay, if we look at example number one, it's the square root of 45. We're going to use our multiplication property of radicals and be able to split this into be. Our whole goal is to try to take one of these perfect squares out of 45. So we start with 45 and we say, well, is 45 divisible by 4 evenly? And the answer would be no. And so then we would say, is 45 divisible by 9? And we say yes, because 9 goes into 45 5 times. And so the square root of 45 then is equivalent to the square root of 9 times the square root of 5. Now that we know that, we can simplify the square root of 9 because that's just simply 3, and we're left with 3 square root 5. Looking at this next problem, we now kind of have two parts. We can split them right off the bat if we'd like. The square root of 12 times the square root of x squared. We'll start with this first part, the square root of 12, and we're going to, again, we need to look for which perfect square can we pull out of it, obviously other than 1. So we'll start with 4. We'll say it's 12 divided by 4, and the answer is yes. And so that will split down into the square root of 4 times the square root of 3, because 4 times 3 gives us 12. The square root of 4 is 2. We bring down the square root of 3 because that'll give us a decimal. Now we need to simplify the square root of x squared. Well, that one we need to look to our cheat sheet. As you can tell, the square root of x squared is just x. So then we're going to pull that in. We always write any single variables or integers out in front of the variable. So we're really going to end up getting, or out in front of the square root sign, we'll end up getting 2x radical 3. Our last example will be the square root of 54 times a to the third times b to the second. We really kind of have three parts here, so we'll split it up into three parts. Square root of 54 times the square root of a to the third times the square root of b to the second. Starting with the square root of 54, because it's just a number, we're going to try to figure out which one of these perfect squares can come out of it. 54 divided by 4 gives us 13.5, so that doesn't work. 54 divided by 9 does, and this could split into the square root of 9 times the square root of 6. Square root of 9 is 3, square root 6. Moving on to the a to the third, well, this involves variables, so we use our cheat sheet. The variable to the third power simplifies down to a square root a, or in this case it was x square root x, but we would substitute the a in for the x. Okay. So if we wanted to combine that with our 3 square root 6, our a is going to go out on the outside, and then we're going to have square root a right here. And then finally, square root of b squared. Again, we use our cheat sheet. We go up here, x to the second power. That would be the same as square root of b to the second power. That's going to simply just give us x because it's not a square root anymore. Again, it's going to go on the, oh, I'm sorry, not x, let's put b because it was originally b. Let me pull this out here. So we're going to put the b right there on the outside. Now I want you to take it one step further to simplify it. We want to merge these two back together, okay, because we know that the square root of any numbers, we can simply multiply those. So we're left with 3ab on the outside and then the square root of 6a on the inside. Okay, I hope that helps. Use these three problems to be able to help simplify the other problems as well. That worksheet D36 is your homework. So good luck.